Hello my dears and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pamela and I put out beauty related videos like once or twice a week. So today's video is going to be all about the J.Cat Beauty Aquasurance powder foundation. I picked mine up in the shade Natural and I purchased mine through ULTA. I believe it was either $13 or $14. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly how much it cost, but it was around that price range. I picked this guy up because I'm actually almost done with the ULTA Beauty Adjustable Coverage Foundation. This is something I raved about in my beauty favorites earlier this week, and since I love powder foundation so much and I loved this one here, this is also a wet to dry formula just like this little guy here. I figured I'd try this one instead and see which one of the two I liked, and since they're both the same price I felt like it wasn't gonna be like anything crazy different or whatever. I am very familiar with powder foundations like this. I actually really like wearing powder foundations on an everyday basis. Obviously that's why this one has a huge pan in it, because I really like this type of foundation, especially like I said for an everyday basis. So I don't have any makeup on because I do plan on demoing this for you guys today. I don't have any more babbling to do and I don't want to talk about this other stuff anymore. I will link down the powder and all the information about it if you want to read on it. I know that sometimes all of that can be a little bit wordy and make these videos really lengthy, so I'm just gonna skip all the information. You can definitely read up on it if you'd like. I do have dry skin, I want to mention that. So for my prep, I did go in with the Derma E Organic Argan Oil Blend. This is like a hair, skin, and body oil. I am really enjoying this, so I like using something very hydrating before I go in with the powder foundation. And then for my primer, I just used a little bit of the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut, what is this, coconut water primer stick. I did put a little bit of this in my T-zone just to sort of smooth things out. This does make my pores appear a little bit smaller, and I've been using that a lot lately, and I used to love it before and then I repurchased it and I remembered why I really like it. It's really nice. If you hear Cecilia, she is in the back, watching TV in the living room. So anyway, let's just jump right into this. I am going to start with my concealer first, just because I do want to lay down my creamy products before I put on the powder products. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I am going to be using the ULTA Full Coverage Liquid Concealer, and I took my stopper out because I feel like I'm getting robbed sometimes with this little guy. So this does look like a crazy mess, but, well, life. Okay, so now that all of that is on, I am going to just set my under eyes a little bit. My everyday go-to palette totally broke on me because that's how much I love it. I'm just going to take a little bit of translucent powder, nothing crazy, and set my under eyes here. Yeah. Okay, so now that I've got all of the cream products on and I have sort of set them, they're not completely set, but that doesn't really bother me. I do like to apply this with a buffing brush. I don't like this applicator that these powder foundations come with, just because I feel like it applies too much for me. I do like a more light to medium coverage. I never like to go full coverage. You can go full coverage with this. I have seen other YouTubers sort of review this product and go full coverage, but that's because they like the full coverage. But like I said, I don't like full coverage. So I am just going to take this face buffing brush. This is from MagicLinks, and their brushes are so underrated. As you can see, it does pick up a decent amount of product, and at least I hope you could see that, but it's not overly powdery, but it is just a little bit powdery. Like you could, I don't know if you could see, there is a tiny bit of powdery residue in there, but not too much. I do start in this part of my face right here and then sort of work this down. And I do go in that buffing circular motion. I need a better mirror. I'm sorry, these mirrors just don't cut it for me. And as you can see, it's giving me a decent coverage, at least for my liking. I don't see like too much of my redness from my acne, and I'm not trying to cover everything up. Like I said, I'm not a full coverage queen, but I do like just my skin to be one even skin tone. So I am going to just lightly buff this into the skin, and I like to work in small sections with this. And again, kind of buffing it in like a mineral powder, to be honest. And that's the way that I feel like it works, you know, pretty good for me. I will say that it does oxidize, which is sad because I did pick up the lightest shade in their like range or whatever, and it's really such a bummer. It matches me perfectly, but at the same time, no one with even lighter skin than me could like wear this, which, like I said, sucks so bad because I've been really, really liking this. I think it looks really, really nice on the skin. Okay, so that's basically one layer of it. I'm gonna see if I can zoom you in. I don't have my monitor like hooked up to this, so I don't even know if I'm in focus. I should have mentioned that. Let me zoom you in so that you can see how pretty this foundation looks. So it definitely does everything that it claims to. One of the big claims was that it does smooth you out, and I do notice that. I feel like my skin looks so smooth and so like radiant. Like, do you see that? And I did go in with like an oil, like I said, but I mean, I think it looks so good. Like, I just think it looks so good on the skin. It definitely doesn't look powdery to me. I feel like I could just put on a blush, bronzer, highlight, and I wouldn't even have to spray this one compared to the Ulta Beauty one. So I am liking this one a little bit more. It definitely feels hydrating. Obviously it's not going to feel sticky or anything because it's a powder foundation, so that's always nice. It doesn't stick to any of my dry patches that I notice or anything like that. I do have a lot of dry patches like right around my eyes here, like where my wrinkles are starting to form, but I noticed that it doesn't do that. Like, it just looks really nice, and although it oxidizes to my right shade, like, it's just not gonna fit most people. And that's sad that this is the second lightest one and it does that.
It's so depressing.
Okay, so I am quickly gonna add all of the other products onto my face. I'm just gonna speed right through this, and still just be using the same old palette that I've got in front of me. And that's another thing I like about powder foundations, is that all of your other powder products are just gonna lay on your skin beautifully. So I'm gonna put on the rest of my face here. Okay, so this is the finished look with everything on. I didn't even spray my face because, to be honest, I don't really look powdery at all, so I don't tend to spray my face unless I look extremely powdery. But right now I feel like everything looks really good. It laid down beautifully. I love that I don't feel sticky because that's a huge thing. Hi! Hi! Juice! Are you drinking your juice? She came to tell me she was drinking her juice. I love that about powder foundations the most. Plus I am that kind of person that always has to set a liquid foundation, so the fact that I could just go in with one thing instead of two, you know, always, you know, makes me feel good. So like I said, loving how everything looks. I have a mirror in front of me, so everything just looks stunning. And yo, check out my highlight. Believe it or not, it's Champagne Pop. So it is currently 11:05 in the morning. I'm gonna go about my day. I'll probably do a check-in like way later today. The only thing I have to do is go to the grocery store and buy like a couple of things here and there. I don't really have much going on. So far so good. I really like how it's looking. So we'll see you in a few hours. Okay, so we're in the car right now, and as you can see, oh man, even in like this lighting, it looks really good. So far still good. It's only been about an hour, but I love the way that this looks. So I'm really excited about this. Okay, so it's 8:36. So this is what the foundation is looking like. Everything, oh, sorry about the lighting. I'm standing in the kitchen right now, but everything still looks really good to me. It did wear off where my glasses sit just a little bit, but that happens with every foundation I wear. My skin does look a little bit extra shiny, I think, but nothing that's gonna bother me, to be honest. Like, I don't really care. It does feel a little bit on the tacky side right now. It almost just feels like my skin is really hydrated. Like you know when you wash your face and then you put on like a really nice thick layer of moisturizer? At least I do that, but that's basically what it feels like. It's not uncomfortable. You know, you can see a little bit of shine there in my hand, I think. Let me see. A little bit right there. Yeah, just a little bit on the like slick side, but I don't feel oily. Like, I don't even really know what oily feels like anymore, to be honest, but I like the way that it looks. Like, I could continue to wear this for a few more hours and just be comfortable in it, but I'm not mad about this foundation. I think it still looks really good, and you could still see that I've got bronzer and a tiny bit of blush left here, but my highlight though, oh my gosh, that's really bright. But yeah, this is it. This is my outro here. So if y'all liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and spread my love for makeup. And I will see you guys most likely next week. Bye-bye.